You know, the one thing I didn't miss in Arknights is the co-op mode. Let's just say it was a horrible experience. It was laggy depending on where you played from. This made some strategy not usable at all. Add to that the over-reliance on your co-op partner and you were in for a fun time. Not to forget that you first of all had to find someone else to play with. Especially someone else you can trust that they will be able to clear the stage with you. But why am I talking about this? While I may not like the real-time co-op experience, I really want another co-op game mode in Arknights. Introducing my own creation, Arknights. As the name may or may not imply, I want a raid mode for Arknights. A mode where the community has to work together and come together to earn rewards, by facing and overcoming a difficult challenge. But how would an event like that even look like? What do we have to do to earn the rewards and how do we make it co-op? So, first of all, let's take a look at the general layout of the stage. For this mod, you would simply have a normal Arknight stage similar to CC or a boss stage, with a lot more HP shields than usually, and therefore more enemies as well. Then we will have a singular boss. This boss will either run around the stage or be a stationary one like in Arknights. And from this point on, it will work like normal Arknights. You try to keep the enemies out of your base by trying to take down the boss. But this is where the twist comes in. When you run out of HP shields, you don't lose the stage and get nothing. And the boss is not making his way towards the blue box, or trying to end your run after some time. What would happen instead is the following. If you should quote-unquote fail the stage, you will get the event equivalent of a 2-star rating and you will turn to the event menu. And now let's get to the mechanic of this event. After every run, you will gain points based on certain criteria. These criteria could be time needed to complete, enemies defeated, HP shields remaining, and damage dealt to the boss. Maybe add in like difficulty modifiers as well, depending on how much they want to add to that. To clarify, with difficulty modifiers I mean something similar to like CC contracts. These points will then go into a personal reward system, where you will complete a pass-like system similar to IS or Trials for Navigator. You will then receive the usual rewards of material, LMD, battle records, pulls and a skin, just like any other event that comes out these days. But now at this point you might be wondering, where does the co-op aspect come in? In what makes this event a raid mode? The answer is quite obvious and quite simple. The boss of the stage makes this a co-op event. Just like the usual philosophy of a raid boss, the enemy will have a big HP pool. How big are we talking? Big enough to not being able to take him out in one run. This means it will take multiple runs to take down the boss, or it will take multiple people to take down the boss. Introducing the co-op aspect of this entire event. Every time someone clears the stage, damage to the boss will be updated depending on the damage they did to the boss on their run. On the event page itself, there will be a boss HP tracker, which will update every time someone clears the stage. Obviously this could be quite messy, meaning if it would like update every 5 minutes, it would be much better for the servers. And now, passing certain milestones on the HP bar will unlock additional rewards for all players to obtain. To emphasize playing the event, the rewards from these HP milestones are only available for people who have at least cleared the stage once, or at least attempted the stage a few times. Otherwise, people would just be able to leech off of the work others are doing. But let's move on with this thought. This then means that every time you will play the stage, the boss will have less HP. If we follow the trend of Arknights bosses, this also means that the boss will gain new moves depending on how low his own HP is. This would then add further difficulty to each run, depending on when you do it. But now you might be wondering a few things. What happens when the boss is dead? In that case, the boss is replaced with a quote-unquote normal version, meaning the boss will be just like any other event boss or any CC boss. Second thing you might be wondering is, what if I missed the event boss, meaning I didn't do any damage to him, I didn't clear the stage and therefore didn't get the rewards? For this, there can be multiple solutions. The simple solution would simply be to have multiple instances of a boss, meaning that the boss just doesn't exist once or twice, maybe like a few different times, so that when a player misses an instance of a boss, they would then instead get put into the next version of this fight, and so on and so forth, until they are out of bosses. The second solution would be a reset. This could be like a hourly reset, or maybe like a reset that happens like twice or 3 times a day. But this reset will only benefit those who have not yet claimed the rewards of this fight. Once again, to encourage everyone playing this event. With this, we would have the basics of the raid event, but now let's talk about replayability. Pretty much like any Arknights event that comes out, we need a way to make people replay the stages, to continue the grind, to get more resources, and something similar like that. Because we don't really have a shop, or where you can spend event currency, we only have a pass system, there doesn't really seem to be much to do after you've finished up the pass, right? So what do we do with players who already finished the event and obtained all rewards? Once again, we are looking at the obvious thing, the boss for this event. By making the raid boss respawn every day or every few days, and once again giving resources, gives more than enough reason to replay the event every time the boss comes around. As I already mentioned, this could be something that happens like every day or every few days, depending on how much HP the boss would have in the end. And here we could implement something fun as well, to not make it all too strong in regards to materials. You could have like a rewards obtained amount, which is every time the boss HP reaches 0 and you claim the reward, this counter goes up for you. What this would mean is that consecutive depleting of the boss's HP would lead to different rewards. This would encourage people to replay the stage again every time the boss resets, just get some of those extra goods. And there we have it. A co-op mode that doesn't require 2 people to play at the same time, where you don't have to deal with lag and where you don't have to rely on your partner, while still playing together with others and beating the stage and obtaining rewards, with an event that could be as challenging as Trials or AS. And if they wanted to expand the mode like this, they could add CC-like contracts to increase point gain and add more rewards, or just force those contracts when the boss gets to lower HP values. But this should do it for this video. Consider liking and subscribing, and I will see you around the next time.